And his victim tonight is Jayna Murray, hailing from Johns Hopkins University and just about everywhere else imaginable. She wants to visit every continent before she dies. And she's a quintessential morning person. Don't you think those morning people? Let's hear it for Jayna!
Montgomery County 911, what is the emergency?
Hi, yes, I just called 911 to come, and there's two dead people in the back of my store. There's a woman that's alive, and she's breathing.
Tied up?
She's tied up.
Okay, and you're saying that there's one person is dead?
One person seems dead, and the other person is breathing. I need an ambulance right away.
Did you see anything, or this is all?
No, I didn't. I was too scared to walk back because it looked like there was a struggle. I knew something was wrong. Hold on, the police are here now. Oh my God, I'm so scared that one of my girls is hurt.
Brittany Norwood, the surviving victim, was transported to a hospital, and Jayna Murray, the deceased victim, was still in the store. Initially, it was just so bloody that we had no idea how bad her injuries were. So me and the medical examiner picked her up, and we took her out to examine her in the middle of the store, and once we turned her, it was just like, and I've never seen this amount of injuries on a human being. She had all kinds of cutting wounds to her face, her neck, a lot of blunt force trauma to her head. Her skull was fractured. So the amount of violence was just unbelievable. It was unheard of.
Where do you work?
At Lululemon.
And how long have you been there?
Maybe a little over a month. I just transferred from our Georgetown store.
Are you a worker, or are you a manager, or what?
Educator, so just not a manager.
And so you were working last night?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just Jayna and you?
Mm-hmm. From 7 to close. And she gave me her smart trips, and when we walked back out onto the floor, she was a little ahead of me, and there was someone who hit her in her face. I turned to try to leave a back exit door because it immediately sets the alarm off.
Okay.
And this guy just had me by the hair.
So there's definitely two people?
Yeah. Told me if I said another word, he would slit my throat. And Jayna kept yelling and fighting, and he just kept hitting her. And I think he drug her into the bathroom, and she was still trying to fight with him. And he hit me a couple of times.
With what?
Just his hands,
Okay.
kind of on the side of my head. And it was just yanking my hair. And then the other one came out, and he had zip ties, and he zip tied my feet together and my arms together, and then he got me across the stomach and across the chest, and I just wanted to stop.
Police are on the hunt for two suspects involved in the murder of a woman and the sexual assault of her co-worker.
These two suspects showed up prepared to commit a crime. They were gloved up, they had masks.
Jayna Murray is described as a valiant fighter who would not have hesitated to protect herself and her 27-year-old co-worker who was beaten but survived.
It was not an open and shut solved case. There was a lot of confusion in trying to resolve how the murder occurred.
After that, we really had nothing. But it was just on the back of my mind that something's not right here. And that was bringing up all these issues that were kind of there in the back of my head, We had bloody shoe prints throughout the store that never left the store. We had zip ties that were in the store that were used on the victims as if somebody knew that they would be there. By this time, we found Jana's car, and we knew that the car was moved, and we knew there was blood in it, like on the gear shift, on the steering wheel. It's just a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, we heard screaming, and so we go downstairs, and all of a sudden we hear a scream. So I get closer to the wall, and I can hear what they're saying.
What are they saying?
So it was two females. One was hysterically crying, and the other one was like she was trying to talk to her, like, what's going on? The other girl eventually calms down and starts talking, but I don't hear. At that point, she's kind of mumbling.
Okay.
And then that's when I turn and it's like, oh, seems like there's drama going on.
Did you ever hear any other voices or just the two?
Just two female voices.
We had flown back from DC to Houston, and because of Jana's injuries, we were not able to have an open casket. We were actually preparing to go to the visitation when Dimitri, one of the detectives, called and said that we just made an arrest. And then he said that they had arrested Brittany Norwood.
Tonight we've arrested Brittany Norwood, age 27, for the murder of Jana Murray. Ms. Norwood was an employee of the store and is the woman originally thought to be the surviving victim.
Police say Norwood attempted to cover up the murder by pretending they were both beaten and sexually assaulted during a robbery.
Why would she kill her co-worker? There are indications that Murray may have confronted Norwood about stealing store merchandise.
After the fact, we learned this whole backstory about Brittany, that she was fired from another Lululemon store for buying more than she's supposed to on a discount, but then they hired her back and they moved her to the Bethesda store. As Brittany starts, that's when they start having all these incidents of shoplifting. Items are disappearing, cash is disappearing, and she's like the only new person. So they all suspected her of stealing, but they could never prove it.
Had you been told that, like, Brittany was suspected of stealing stuff? Okay.
I'm part of the leadership team, so, like, all of us knew, but we didn't have concrete proof. And then I remember I talked to Jana. She called me at 9:46. She asked me, did I sell Brittany some crops? And I was like, no. And she was like, because when I back checked Brittany, she found a pair of crops in there that still had the tags on. Okay, so we got proof now. Like, okay, we have the proof that she stole something.
Prosecutors say that Brittany Norwood lured Jana Murray back to the store after they had closed for the night, and that's when the murder happened, and that it was therefore premeditated. The defense, though, says it was not like that it it not premeditated. Norwood simply lost it. And the defense says the sloppy cover-up that happened after proves that fact, that she didn't have a concrete, well-thought-out plan.
At least 5 weapons were used, according to the medical examiner. A knife, hammer, wrench, box cutters, a rope around her neck. Murray was alive throughout all of this until the last strike of a knife.
It took just under an hour for a jury to convict Brittany Norwood guilty of first-degree murder.
I know the trauma our family has been through. I want no other family to go through this.